Hello, hello, hello. This is AJT 500 slash Talented Track 98 slash Heloise Wonderwise slash Hilo for I guess this video. And I guess this is the first time I've actually done a Grand Blue talking video, but I think this is probably the best way to convey what I want to talk about and showing you all what's going on. So this video is about the Revan weapons. I'm mostly going to be looking at Earth because that's what I've been grinding the most for, and if you've seen anything on this channel, you know that I play Earth. Um, so first I'm gonna just show you what I've made so far. So far I've made an Attack Awaken Sieg Dagger to level 20, a Special Awaken Sieg Dagger, and I've gotten the axe, and I'm gonna make two of them, but I'm only making this one right now with the special attack, the special type awakening. And I want to go into why I want to do this special awakening one first, and then I'm gonna do an attack one. Um, so let's look at well, one thing, this video is mostly, the daggers are kind of self-explanatory, because if you've been using hunting in Earth as of late, then you kind of know how to use the daggers. But I do want to talk a little bit about them and kind of some of the damage caps that we're dealing with now. Um, but this video is going to be more focused on the axe, actually, because that's the newer weapon, and I feel like the axe, plus just people are kind of hesitant to awaken things fully because it costs so many freaking mats. So I understand that, but I'm also kind of insane, so I just grind that stuff anyway. So I wanted to test it. I will say with the axe right now, this first skill is kind of useless. I don't think it's like terrible. I mean, the stats aren't great on it, but it's more so that we cannot use it right now in Earth, because pretty much if you own hunting in Earth, you are probably using Bub's main summon like 90% of the time, and then like the other 9% of the time you're running either Lucifer or Bahamut, and then like 1% you're running Double Titan. And with just Titan and Galleon, it's not enough to hit this requirement. But I think this can still be used even without being double-sided. And I'll show you my thought processes behind this. So let me show you a grid that I have right now. So this is a grid that I've been using mostly for Tefnut. It doesn't really matter what I'm using it for, but I'm going to show you some of the stats in this grid. So if you look right now, I have two Alex daggers. They're both attack awakening, so they both have this damage cap of 5%. I'm using the awakened special dagger here, which also gives me another 5% damage cap, and then it also gives me this normal attack damage cap, which will come. Well, we're mostly going to be focusing on these damage caps, the normal damage cap and the normal attack damage cap, and hopefully you don't get too confused with that. And then right now I'm just using the Lobelia axe. This is a pretty standard, like, highest attack damage cap weapon, because this second skill is another 5% damage cap. So if we go and look at our stat line right now, we have over here, we have the damage cap right here. We can ignore the special one, that's from the Galleon stabs. The normal damage cap just right here is 20%. So it's capped out right now with those four weapons. And we also have 14% normal damage cap, right? So this can also only go up to 20, just like damage cap. So keep that in mind a bit. So we're gonna look right now. If we look right now, our estimated damage. Our estimated damage is this number down here with this grid. Now, what I want to show you is the special attack awakening axe. Now, if you see this, our HP and our attack do go up, because this is a stronger weapon with these stat values over the Lobelia axe, which is fine. But you'll see that our estimated damage and damage against water actually goes down, But I think this is kind of like a false flag, and I'll show you a couple reasons why. One, the main reason why is because of these awakenings. Because of these awakenings, not because of these awakenings, because of this thing's skill. Because of this second skill that gives normal attack damage cap, this is an extra 5% normal damage cap that you would not be able to get with the Lobelia axe. So what I want to show you, for one thing, I want to show you. Let's see. Well, I'm going to show you two things actually. So let's swap back to the Lobelia axe. One thing that's also very important to keep in mind is I want to show you what it looks like when your HP goes down. So when your HP goes down to 75%, you go to this number, which is different from which is different from this number. So I'll do a snipping tool of this so you can see each one. Sorry, that's bad. Okay, so this is max HP, right? This is max HP with this grid. Now let's go to 75% HP. Now you'll see that we are going higher, and that's because our hunting over here is giving us this enmity, right? Which is normal. That's normal. Now let's go down to 50%. You'll see 50% here. We hit this number. We hit that number. So just remember, 143 is what we're working with for our base number, correct? 143 is what our base number is at full HP, and 144 is what happens when we get to 50% HP. Now I'm going to go back up to 100% HP, and I want to swap axes. So I want to swap to the special attack Awaken Axe. Again, this is lower at 100% HP, or at least it appears lower at 100% HP. Now let's go to 75% HP. 75% HP, it went from 131 to 134. Not that crazy. Now let's see what happens when we go to 50% HP. What's this? As soon as we hit 50% HP, the number increases drastically. Now, bringing up our full HP Lobelia axe, again, you can see that it is now higher with the special attack Awaken Axe. And remember that this attack, or this special Awaken Axe, is only standard. This is not upgraded yet, and it is not to Awakening level 20. But it's already higher at 50% HP just on this number. But like I said, I'm going to show you that even at full HP, this axe still allows you to do more than the Lobelia axe. Another thing I want to show you is if I put this Lobelia axe in here, on all of these numbers, if I swap out an Alex Dagger instead for this axe, the number will also go up as you go down in HP. So let's see down, if I drop down to 1 HP instead. I'm at 147 with this instead of an Alex Dagger. If I swap to an Alex Dagger back again, my damage will go down. So what I'm thinking is happening with this axe is that I think this axe, and I'll show you with this dagger too, I think this axe, because it has that normal attack damage cap, I think as you go down and the enmity hits harder, you're hitting closer and closer to that actual normal attack damage cap. So your number is going up higher as you go down in HP. But what I'm going to show you again, so let's go back to my awakened dagger. And what I'm going to show you is I'm just going to show you in the training room, on the dummy. I'm going to show you the difference in numbers. So I'm going to go over here. This is that same setup, and this is with the Lobelia axe. The only thing that I'm going to press in here is I'm going to press Sarasa's S3. I'm going to put Galleon S1 on MC, press Galleon's S3, and then I'm just going to do Oofheaded on MC. And I'm just going to attack. So that's 157, 1900. So 157, 19 on MC. This is with the Lobelia. 157, 19. And remember, MC is pretty much at max HP here. So 157 and 190. And we have 43, 809 here. And I'll come back and compare these in a second. But just remember that MC and Galleon are both at full HP right now. So I'm going to swap to the other axe again. Okay, here we go. And now we'll go back to the training room. And we're going to do the exact same thing. And remember, 157 and 190. And hopefully I don't crit here. If I crit, then I'll do it over again. Okay, so 159, 192. So we've gone up 200k on MC's auto attacks now. Why? Because the axe has that normal attack damage cap. So that's allowing us to hit harder even though the stats don't say it in the grid. We're still hitting harder with that, and we will continue to hit harder and harder as our HP goes down. Now if you'll see here, I'll take a snipping of this. So that, again, this is the one with the new Siegfried axe, and then I'll go back to the one that we just did. You can see the difference here. It's about 700k difference here between the axes, and then I'll put them side by side here, so you can see the difference in damage right here. Even Galleon is going up slightly, even though Galleon is also full HP. And Sarasa goes up quite a bit because she's also lower. So she's getting even more of that benefit from the normal attack damage cap. So what I mean to show here is that this axe is actually pretty good to slot in as your last option that we have right now in Earth. So pretty much in Earth right now for damage cap, three strongest options we have are the Siegfried Dagger, because we're using that with hunting anyway, and then the two Alex Daggers, and then before it was either a Lobelia axe or a Kame spear, and now this. Technically I guess you could do 3 mirror blade shards, but not many people do that. But that's what I want to show you. It's just that this is good. And again, this grid is single-sided. This is only with Bubs, and then I obviously brought Titan, but this was calculated with Titan as well. So what I want to show you again is also in extra grids. So I'm going to show you my grid over here. And I'm going to pause the video because I don't know how long it's recording. So give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. So now, this grid right here, this is my Glorybringer setup for Hexa. So here, for my Glorybringer setup for Hexa, this is without my changes, and you can kind of ignore this glory on my Opus. This was testing that Buzz video I did yesterday, but that's not important. What's important is I want to show you kind of the thought process I'm going through for this weapon, using it in extra grid setup. Because the thing in an extra grid setup is we have extra space. We have extra space because we have these 3 different ones at the bottom, which means we can fit in more cap up with our evoker weapons, as well as also just having the added benefits of the Draconic. So what do you do here in the instance that you want to use the axe? And I'll show you how the damage goes up here as well. And also an interesting thing I noticed about extra grids as well is that extra grids don't seem to care as much about the HP. So right now you'll see 100% HP right here, and this is my calculated damage. So again, we'll snip this at the bottom, and we'll save that for later. So my thought process here is Kame's weapon, even though it is worse stat line wise up here as opposed to the axe, like it's not as much damage. Kame's has a useful effect of giving you heals, which can be useful in something like Hexa. So in my opinion, what you would do first is you would actually get rid of the Lobelia axe in a fight like this. Now if you were doing something like Diaspora, then you would probably drop the cane weapon instead. But this is a hexa grid, so I'm going to show you what I do for hexa. So conveniently enough, Cygames has recently allowed us to put the Draconic in the extra slot. So what can we do here? In my opinion, what I think you do is I think you take the Draconic and swap that out for the axe, and then you swap out the axe for the new Siegfried axe, and you'll see how my damage goes up once I hit this. You see this, and again, like I said, this is at full HP, and we've already gone up now. But if you'll notice here, we also in this grid now we only have one source of cap up in the dagger, two places for cap up in the second dagger, and then a third for the cane. So you'll see in our weapon boost here, where is it? Oh no, sorry. We already do have damage cap. We have damage cap because of wait, where do we have damage cap from? Wait. Where is the last damage cap? Not Galleon grid. Oh yeah, this gives us our damage cap. Oh, okay, I know the point. Sorry, I'm dumb. I know the point I wanted to make. So this does have damage cap on it because it's the special attack awakening, right? So this gives us our special attack awakening. What I wanted to point out was, even though this has special attack awakening, this dagger is an attack one. If we swap this dagger for the special one, our damage should still go up again. Like so. The reason why is because now, instead of having 14% normal damage cap, we now have 19%. And that has increased our damage by an extra 5% because this is awakened. This is awakened to level 20. So we also have this extra 4%. So even right now, even though this putting this dagger to special instead of attack takes us past the damage, the normal damage, sorry, the regular the regular damage cap, even though this takes us past the regular damage cap, it is still putting us higher calculated damage because the normal attack damage cap is increased. My point with this is, they recently said in one of the past streams, I don't remember if it was Summer or one of the Korgras or something, but they said recently that they were going to put in something that gives you some type of benefits for going over damage caps. And I think they had these weapons in mind when they said that, because these weapons are starting to put us over damage caps. And even with these, the other thing with this too is, right now this weapon is only awaken level 15. If I were to take it to level 20 like this dagger, I would then have an extra 4% normal damage cap on this weapon as well, which means I would be wasting 3% of it because my normal damage cap is already 19%. So I only need one more to hit 20 and then I'd be capped. So I think they had these weapons in mind, and I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that's what they were thinking about when they said that statement. So again, I don't know what they're going to do, but I think that's what they're leaning towards. They know stuff is starting to lean over the cap, and they're going to do something to help that. Whether they just raise the cap or they do something else, I don't know. But I wanted to point that out because I'm starting to see it now that I finally got these weapons like upgraded. I'm starting to see, oh, okay, we're hitting caps on a lot of stuff. We're hitting caps on a lot of stuff. So that's what I wanted to talk about there. Let's see what else I want to talk about. So if let's say in another instance as well, for the damage cap essentially going over, we've been talking about for months, pretty much a year at this point, that Earth might get a pain and suffering type weapon. In my personal opinion, at this point, I don't think we're gonna get one. I don't think we're gonna get one, boys. I think we have too much damage cap. I think the fact that we are kind of tied to Siegfried Dagger until we get another weapon that can give us dot damage on everyone, and we're tied to this weapon, and this weapon gives us damage cap, I don't think they're going to give us a PNS. Now, they may give us a weapon that has supplemental damage on it. like PNS, but I don't think the second skill will be damage cap like PNS. At least at this point in time, I don't think it's going to be like that, because we are straight up just running out of grid space, and we already have like half a PNS anyway. And we're already hitting the caps now without PNS. So I don't think it's going to happen. But in the instance that we did get a PNS, if we got a PNS right now, how would it work? I think you would just replace the Alex Daggers. I think the supplemental would outweigh the supplemental would probably outweigh the might that you're getting from these Alex Daggers. And I because we're damage capped everywhere else, and this gives normal attack damage cap and skill damage cap, I think you just replace the Alex Daggers. I think that's what you do if we got PNS. Now, if we got Kaguya Dagger, that's a different thing. That's a whole different can of worms. If we got Kaguya Dagger type weapon, and now we can utilize this first skill as well, I think what honestly happens is we probably take out this entire top row. So the 2 daggers and the World Ender, and you also, I want to say you may start taking out Galleon stuff. You may start taking out Galleon stuff. I don't know, because the thing about it is, if we got Kaguya Dagger with these 3, we would only be able to hit damage cap. We would only be able to hit 15% damage cap because of this weapon, and this weapon. So we'd be missing one. So it may be worth to take out a Galleon Dagger, since the Kaguya Daggers, or sorry, a Galleon Staff, because the Kaguya Daggers would then be taking up those 3 slots, so it would activate the last 2, and then put in another cap up option right here instead. I'm not sure. That would be something we have to see once we get those weapons. But personally, honestly, I could it may sound crazy, but we may unironically get a Kaguya Dagger that, instead of the Fandango that Kaguya Dagger has, it just has the supplemental of PNS. That would be the most broken weapon. Like, it would be insane. But unironically, we might get a weapon like that. Because Earth has so much stuff, but it's like spread out. But it has like everything else that's like catching up with the other Ellies. It just doesn't have that supplemental damage. And now it just also doesn't have a way to activate this axe without double primal. So that's kind of what that's kind of the type of stuff I'm thinking about when it comes to these weapons. So now one other thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the priority for getting these, because a lot of people are very hesitant, like I said at the beginning, very hesitant to upgrade these because it costs a lot of freaking mats, and I completely understand. And like I said, I'm crazy, so I farmed it for you so you don't have to. And there are other people out there as well. Don't just take my advice. There are other people out there that are farming this stuff just as hard as I am, if not harder. So just wait. If you don't feel confident in wanting to farm all that stuff, just wait. But here's my recommendation, at least for Earth in its current state right now. Earth in its current state right now, I think what you do is I think you go for a special attack awakening dagger first. Like I've said a couple times in this video, if you are a hunting user, you are married to this dagger. You are pretty much, anytime you can bring this dagger, you bring this dagger. You even bring this dagger to Hexa, and that's the hardest raid in the game. And you still just don't care about the HP trade. Like, you're married to this dagger right now because it's the only thing that gives everybody echo. So the reason why I recommend a special attack awakening one first instead of an attack, I'm going to go back to this first grid again. If you had an attack awakening one to hit damage cap, what you would do is you would need to use a Baihu Claw. You would need to use a Baihu Claw, and that would give you 10%, while the 2 Alex Daggers give you 5%. And if you don't have 2 Alex Daggers, that's fine. You can use the 2 Evoker weapons. They also give 5% damage cap. But this is what it would look like if you use this grid. This type, I feel like this is a pretty standard grid right now for Earth. For just like normal stuff, like Tefnut, like Womdis, stuff like that. This is a pretty normal looking grid, right? Now, this is your damage right now if you went the attack awakening option, which I did, and I'm gonna tell you I don't think it was worth it. That's why I rushed the special one right after, because I'm like, I don't know about this one. So like I said, this is the attack one. So I'll bring up another snipping. That's the attack one. Now I'll swap it to a more optimal special attack awakening one. So let me use the special attack awakened dagger. So already this is higher because you're getting that normal attack damage cap, and that normal attack damage cap freaking slaps on Earth because your best character is your MC. And your MC does ridiculous normal attack damage with hunting. It's ridiculous. So that is just already better. But then since you are at 15% with the 3 daggers, with the 2 Alex daggers, or the 2 evoker weapons, and the special attack awakened dagger, now you can put in, again, you can put in an extra one right here. You can put an extra one right here, or let's say you don't have a second Alex dagger. Let's say you don't have a second Alex dagger, but you have this axe. Because this is special attack awakening, like I said earlier when I was showing you guys this grid, this beats out pretty much every other special. This beats out every other cap up weapon that Earth has at the moment, even at level 15. Which is another thing. Right now, you do not need to move this past level 15. It can stay at level 15 right now. I would recommend getting the special attack awakening dagger and taking this one to level 20 before you take an axe, because you're more likely to use this weapon with hunting than you are to use the axe by itself. So I would use this. I would get this one to 20 and then just keep an axe at special attack awakening to 15. And what I would do is I would just farm the mats as you have time and wait for them to do that update when they say, okay, we're going to do this that allows us to get extra bonuses past cap. Then you can take this, because if you got this right now, your normal attack, I'll show you, your normal, like I said before, your normal attack damage cap right now is 19. So if I took this to 20, if I used all those mats and took this to 20, I would be wasting 3% of that normal damage cap anyway. So you don't really need it ASAP. I would just say get the dagger first, get the special attack dagger first, and then just keep one of these at 15. After you get a special dagger, what I would do is I would get an attack dagger. I would get an attack dagger just so you have both of them, because I think having both of them is good for Earth, because again, we are married to the shrieking weapon. So you want this weapon. You want this weapon, like, all of it. You want to be able to use it in any situation, and potentially multiple of them. So I would get an attack one next. What I would do after that is I would get a special attack awakened axe after that, and again leave it at 15 like I have right now. And then what I would do is I would go and get an attack awakened axe, which is what I'm gonna do with this one when I farm enough mats. I'm gonna do this attack one, and the attack one, I think you can take that one to 20. I'll have to test, and if I think you can't take it to 20, like if it's not worth taking to 20, then I'll update or something. I'll write in the description. But I think it's probably worth to take an attack awakening one to 20. And then lastly, you come back and you farm your mats for the special attack awakened axe. And just, I mean, if you get all the mats, I guess you could just use them. They're probably not going to be used on anything else. Then again, that could be a bait, because everybody got bait with Ouroboros and used all the Revan stuff, and then they came out with this. So maybe just hold on to them, but you can probably do it if you've gotten the first 3 things out of the way. But I would save taking this to 20 to be very last, because you don't really need it right now, because we can't use the extra normal attack damage cap. So I think that's all I have to say about this weapon and the Revan weapons. They're pretty good, honestly. They're not like a ton of extra damage, but they are extra. And I think that's going to keep building on each other as we get more and more Kappa stuff. And please, for the love of God, if we get a freaking new weapon, a new unit during Christmas, New Year's, heck, anniversary at this point, then it could be used even more. So I would start working on that Siegfried. Because I know it's hard out here, brothers, seeking running Spartan and Monk and whatever you can do to get Siegfried. But just do your Siegfried. Just do a train every day. Just do the 6 hosts. Call it a day. Just do that. At least get your host in every day. Just get those mats, brothers. So I think that's all I have to say. Hopefully this helps kind of show you the perspective of somebody who has some of these weapons. Because like I said before, I know a lot of people are very hesitant right now on using their mats because it's a huge investment. So yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you have any questions, as usual, leave it in the comments. I always try to reply to all the comments. Just let me know. Alright, I think that's it. Thanks for listening, and bye-bye. Okay, so post-production here. So I was just watching back the video that I just recorded, and what I wanted, I know one of the things that I got stuck on that I wanted to go back over to kind of clarify. I was talking about if the instance that we got a Kaguya Dagger, how that would fit into the grid, and I mentioned dropping galleon staves, and I still think that's a thing, and I'm going to show you why that's more of a thing than something else. But I think the reason why I kind of stuttered when I said it before is because I was looking at extra grids, and I don't think it affects extra grids as much because you have more space in the extra grid as opposed to a normal grid. So that's why I think when I saw that, when I was looking at this, I was like, I don't think I actually need to take out a galleon grid, but I knew in my mind that I needed to say that for some reason. And the reason why I needed to say it was for normal grids. So if we go back to this normal grid, if we got Kaguya Dagger in here, we have way less space. We have way less space in here. So if we got a Kaguya Dagger and we took out this whole top row, we're now left with 1 damage cap weapon and 3 galleon staves, and then your ultima and your opus, and then hunting. So in this instance, this is where I was thinking you may start to drop galleon staves, because the way I see it in my head, if Kaguya Dagger comes to Earth in the same form that it is with the normal attack amplification that has, the way I kind of see it in my head is you may again take out this top row for maybe 2 to 3. Let me think. I guess what you could do actually is maybe you could do 2 and take out the Alex Dagger and the Lobelia Axe. Or if you did 3, you could take out the Alex Dagger, Lobelia Axe, and a Galleon Staff. And then keep the Siegfried Axe and the Siegfried Dagger. Because if you did that, you would still have 10% damage cap, and then you would have 15% special damage cap, and you would have the amplification. But the amplification pushing you further and further to these two's normal attack damage caps. Normal attack damage caps. The amplification moving you closer and closer to these 2 normal attack damage caps. Yes. Maybe more than the 5% extra, or what was this? What if I take this out? Let me see. If I unequip this. Well, I don't even know if Galleon Staff will... Yeah, it won't even trigger now. I don't actually remember what... Let me see what number these are. These Galleon Staff. This is also very unprofessional, but this is the addendum, so screw it. Alright, let me see. GBF Galleon Staff. Let me see how much special cap these give per. So there's 7. There's 7 per. Okay, so yeah, it's 21. So I think what I'm saying is if you put a Kaguya Dagger here in this open slot, Kaguya Dagger here, you would be at 14% special damage cap, but then you would have the 3 amplification, which would push you closer to this normal attack damage cap, which may balance out. I don't know. It may be where you only can use 2 Kaguya Daggers in a normal grid, but you may be able to do 3. We would just have to wait until the weapon comes out. But that's kind of just what I want to say, though. I wanted to clarify that because, like I said, I know some people may have already thought about it if you saw that part. But it's like, yeah, we have the space extra grids, but in normal grids, that's where we're lacking the space. That's where it really matters what we use in our grid. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for Kaguya Dagger. But again, I don't know. I don't even know if we get Kaguya Dagger. I'm gonna be real. I don't know what they're doing with earth and water. It's kind of like up in the air. I don't know if they're gonna just do some like completely new stuff, or like I said before earlier in the video, if they're gonna combine like Kaguya Dagger with PNS and just give us the supplemental. I don't know, because even that kind of screws over water because it's Tracer Hugger. But whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we get. But those are just kind of the things I've been thinking about lately with Earth. I think that's it though. I think that's it. Since I'm already being unprofessional, let me take a look back at my notes and just see. I think I went over everything though. Yeah, I think I went over everything. If I have anything else that I think of later tonight, I'll put it in the description. But again, if you have questions, ask them in the comment. You know, I'll try and respond the best I can. But I think that's it. I just wanted to put this addendum in there. But that's all. Alright, bye-bye again.